Hi, it's Dana Falsetta from the Animal Welfare Society, our Behavior and Training Program Coordinator, here for our first Ask the Trainer in many months to celebrate our Giving Tuesday here at the Animal Welfare Society. So today what I want to talk about is holiday preparations. I know we just had Thanksgiving, so maybe these tips would have been helpful like a few days ago, but as we go into December and the new year, I wanted to talk about how do we prepare our pets best for the holidays, and particularly our dogs. And to get into that, this year's a little different. So some of us will be having large family gatherings with people who normally live in our homes. Most of us will be just having small family gatherings with the people who live in our homes. And many of us will be having some Zoom calls or FaceTiming with our families. So even though we're not traveling very much this year, everything's a little bit different. Holiday rules are still apply. So there's still a lot of things that are special about holidays that make our day a little bit different than any other day. And to make that the most successful, we do need a little bit of training for our pets. So the very first thing I want to talk about is planning ahead. So think about what your holiday schedule will look like. Is it a day spent just in your PJs with you and your dog? Are there other family members around? Are some close friends or family coming over? Do you have some Zoom calls planned? Think about what your schedule is going to look like and make a plan. So if you're bringing your dog with you somewhere else, make sure to know the ins and outs and talk ahead with the place that you're going to be going to. And if it's not and you have people coming over, make sure to have a few things ready, and we're going to talk about those. The first bit too, and this is just to make sure we're all safe, don't leave anything out that your pet shouldn't have. So even if it's wrapped, a trainer friend of mine had a wrapped box of chocolates that her dog got into, and it was under the tree and didn't make for a really happy holiday. So make sure that even if you're wrapping any food items, something delicate that your pet shouldn't get into, have that tucked away for a little bit later, or keep it away from your dogs. Okay, so part of holiday preparation is to make sure we have a safe place for our pets to be in when we can't be paying particular attention to them, or they might get a little overwhelmed with the festivities. This could be an upstairs bedroom, it could be a gated off mud room, it could be anywhere that your dog can retreat to, especially if you're going to be on Zoom calls with your grandparents and you don't want your dog barking in the background, or only want to bring out Fluffy for a cute picture and then make sure that they are kind of the least distracting part of the call. Set up somewhere nice. And part of this somewhere nice can be trained a little bit beforehand. So if you've never used a crate before, don't expect that your dog will be able to settle in a crate on the first day of a holiday, and practice it ahead of time. So one of the things that we really like to recommend is some soothing music, a nice, yummy peanut butter stuffed Kong, maybe a little bit of aromatherapy or Adaptil that can really help set the mood for a calming experience. So whether you have a dog that's just had too much of people or needs a quiet place to settle while you pay attention to some other holiday-related things, you're really creating that safe place there. The next thing you want to do is, during a day that has a little bit of a different routine, is to set up and stick to your regularly scheduled bathroom breaks. So if you're visiting family, this is really important. If your dog always goes out, first thing, mid-morning, mid-afternoon, before dinner, stick to that schedule, and stick to that schedule at home, whether it's a day in your PJs or you're having some family over. Make sure that that routine is held up, because that can really make a big difference to your dog's day and normal habits, to decrease anxiety and make sure that they are just really able to relax and be their best selves. Next thing is, if we're doing a lot of cooking, which we normally do around the holidays, keep the dogs out of the kitchen. There will be extra stuff on the counters, so using a baby gate or the place cue, which we are going to demonstrate in a little bit. Make sure your dog is in a safe spot, even if it's not necessarily their safe space, away from the kitchen. And when you're not in the kitchen or can't supervise make sure that the dog does not have access to it. So we don't want to encourage counter surfing during this holiday season or have your dog get anything that they shouldn't have. So make sure we think about that and set that up ahead of time. One of my favorite things to do is assign a family member to dog duty. My brother-in-law in particular is always this guy for us. So anytime that we need to make sure someone is paying attention to the dog's schedule, if they need a break, do they need an extra walk, someone's kind of on it. And you can split this up of I'll take the dog from 12 to 4 and you take the dog from 4 to 8 and we'll go from there. But having someone who's responsible for kind of keeping an eye on the dog, dogs, pets in the family can really help out. And then if you really want to plan ahead, you can think about the week ahead of time and really make sure your dog gets a lot of exercise. Extra sniffy walks, extra plays at the ball. If your dog is friendly and wants to go to a dog park, extra days there, maybe a little bit of extra daycare, something that they're well exercised ahead of time, and then before you really start holiday festivities or any celebrations that you're doing, make sure your dog has a really good long walk or run in the morning before you get started. That exercise can really help. And then because it is December 1st and not December 25th or anywhere sooner towards Christmas, New Year's, and we have a little bit of time, if you'd like to do some training, there are 2 really great tricks you can teach your dog that can be helpful if they know them. And the first one we're going to show is touch, which is come touch your nose to my hand. That can get your dog to come back to you, away from the counters, away from your nieces and nephews, and just generally redirected attention back towards you where you can focus a little bit. The next one is go to your place, which is sending your dog to a bed, mat, blanket, or towel to have them rest and settle or stay while you do whatever you need to do. So this could be they're too excited and need to settle, or just to get out from under your feet. And hang out for just a minute, because we're going to go get a dog and show you how to do those training exercises. Thanks for hanging on for just a minute while I grab my friend Jojo here so we can show you a couple training exercises of those 2 things that I think are really important, touch and place. So for this, for touch, you don't need anything except some treats and your hands. And touch is going to be teaching your dog to come touch their nose to your hand. So what we do, and we have Jojo resting comfortably on his bed right now or waiting for something to do, enjoying, thinking I have some treats in my hand, which I do. We're going to offer our hand or a closed fist really close to our dog's nose. And good boy. Wait for them to touch it on their own. So we offer it. Good boy. He touches. We tell him he's a good dog, and we treat. When he's doing it on purpose, we can start to enter the cue in. Jojo, touch. And we wait. He's never done this before today, so good boy. So this one is still new for him. And then we can make this game a little bit more exciting by calling him over, Jojo, touch, good, and tossing a treat so he moves away, and calling him back, Jojo, touch. Get a little distracted? Yes, and this is why it's important to teach it before we actually need to use it. So we'll be able to use this one for redirecting our dogs back to us, calling them away from some counters, and seeing if there's any general distractions that we can call our dogs back right to us. So he's over there off camera. Jojo, touch. Good boy. The next one we're going to do is place. So I set up this bed here for Jojo. And the first thing that we do is start to treat them for being interested in this spot. Jojo, come back over. You're not done yet, buddy. Touch. Good boy. So I might toss a couple treats. Here's the quick way to do it. And he gets up and on there. And then when he does, I might ask for a sit, in which I can treat him there. And then we can ask for him to lie down. Hi. Lie down is also new for him today. Good job, bud. Come on. All the way down. And if they're not doing it 100%, we can treat along the way. Good dog. Cool. So this is place. It means go to your spot and stay there. So once they've done this, we can call them off. Come on. We can use our touch. Yes, good boy. And then we'll point back, place. Good dog. And have him lie down and stay. At this point, you could put a peanut butter Kong on here if you wanted. You can feed them a few treats. Oh, he saw mine leave my pouch. Good boy, but reset himself. And really use this as a spot to kind of recenter and settle your dog or to get them out from under your feet. All done. Good boy, come on. Touch. Good dog. Here you go. So Jojo's just one of our friends here at the Animal Welfare Society. He is new to training today, so we want to give him a big round of applause for helping us out, learning all of his new holiday tricks. Jojo, place. Good boy. If you want some step-by-step instructions, we can feel free to email us training@animalwelfaresociety.org, and we can send you some step-by-step instructions on how to teach touch and go to your place or go to your mat, which we also call it, and answer any of your holiday questions. We will be having more Ask the Trainer sessions coming up, so we'd love to hear from you. What's on your mind and what can we help answer? See you next week. Bye.